Hi Dimple.
Hi.
I am featuring Dimple today. Dimple is joining us from Bangalore and she is in a very interesting work and I'm sure my viewers would love to hear about what she's doing. Dimple, do you want to tell our viewers what exactly do you do?
Sure. So currently I work in the learning and training department of a German software company that provides data link analysis tools. So in less computery terms, basically the software helps people make sense of data and the connections between that data.
Yeah, and I think post-COVID data is something has become one of the most important factor in everyone's life. So Dimple is in fact joining the German team in another few weeks' time, and I'm sure Dimple you're looking forward to it. But before you go to Germany, do you want to tell our viewers about a memorable experience you had in your line of work?
A memorable experience in my line of work.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how to answer this my line of work question because now I'm in this data science role. Just before this, I was a community manager. Before that, I was a web developer. And before that, I was working in education and design thinking. So I kind of move areas a lot. The thing that really changed the way that I looked at work in general was in university. So I studied my undergrad, I studied computer science in Edinburgh in Scotland. And while I was there, I was part of a bunch of cooperatives and eco movements and things like that. And I found that in the UK they were actually wasting a third of the food that they produce at farms because of cosmetic defects. So like a banana is too curved and they wouldn't be able to sell it.
Seriously?
Yeah. So through this entrepreneurship program there, I kind of got a few people together, and what we did was we saved about 100 portions of that food from those farms, got it dirt cheap because they were going to throw it out anyway.
Right.
And then I partnered with a few restaurants in town to teach students how to cook their cuisine. So we made 100 portions with 10 students. We had a meal together and then we distributed the rest to the homeless population of Edinburgh.
Oh wow.
And that experience just kind of showed me that you don't have to be one thing. I always thought of a profession as, okay, you're a data scientist or you're a lawyer or you're whatever. So this kind of gave me that generalist perspective of it. If you connect different dots, you can make innovative things that help people and make money at the same time.
Absolutely. That is fantastic. I'd say I think it's a great initiative. So, what would you consider a most significant accomplishment till date?
My most significant accomplishment, honestly, I thought about this question before, but now that I'm really thinking about it and talking to you, I feel like it's a personal thing. I'm part of the queer community, and recently I came out to my parents, and just accepting that for myself, I think that has been the biggest thing. It's been like a 4 or 5 year journey to kind of be okay with that, be okay with being different and not normal, I would say. I think that is the most significant accomplishment.
Oh wow, it is good to hear. I am very honored to have you on my platform.
Thanks.
So, let's talk about your data science work and what makes your work unique.
I think for me, I like to be in between technical things and people things, because I think if you go into technology, a lot of people have that assumption that you are a back-end developer, you just look at lines of code all day and things like that. There's a lot of roles like mine within training and learning that are about outreach to the community within tech. So you need someone who understands the technology behind it, but also understands how people think and how to connect those two dots.
Right.
So that's kind of where I want to go. As you said, in COVID times and even before COVID times now, data has become the new currency, and a lot of people don't understand what that means.
Right.
And how they're using their own currency. Like recently, I heard someone say, I don't know why they want us to register for this event. Why can't they just send out the link? And that's the basic thing, they're looking for your email addresses and your phone numbers,
Yeah.
so that they can market you other stuff.
Yeah, and I think there are a lot of opportunities. Is something I used to hate to register myself, but then post COVID, I've realized that if I don't register, there may be a lot of opportunities which I would be missing as an individual.
That's exactly the problem. So it looks benign on the surface, oh, of course I want updates on what they're doing and things like that.
But how they're using your data as a question. Yep.
You have no idea. Like even with WhatsApp, people, I'm sure people listening and even you would have noticed, you have a conversation with someone about something and suddenly there's a product related to that pops up as an ad on your phone or something like that. And a lot of people make this joke of they're listening. And honestly, they are listening. But, as consumers, we don't know how much they can see. What can they see? Can they read your messages or can they only see who you've messaged, how many times you've messaged, all of those things. And there's a lot of nuance into each of those.
Right.
So I think that's where it becomes difficult, where you can't just tell people, I think it's like to give the easiest example I can think of, with environmental consciousness. Initially, people used to say, yeah, it's important to like turn off the lights when you leave the house and try and, walk instead of taking the car and things. But these are such minute things versus, ordering from Amazon or flying your things. There's complexity to every action. So it's hard to give like a blanket rule of stay away from this, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because every app uses your data differently. Everywhere that you go online tracks you differently.
Yeah. So it is complex, and I think personal security and personal data has become extremely important, but at the same time, it's a vicious circle, actually speaking, and I don't know how to get out of it. I mean, you guys are the ones who should be telling us how to get out of it. It's complicated, I understand.
Yeah, out of it, I think is just be educated about it. Know what you're clicking on and why you're clicking on it.
Yeah. True. Dimple, do you want to tell our viewers about your strengths?
My strengths? Sure. I think, as I said, I'm kind of a generalist. I'm really curious about different fields, and I think a really important skill for that is to be able to learn. So I really love to learn new things, whether it's like, in this field of data science and security. I studied computer science, but the security skills are really different. Community management skills were really different. But I really love new things, like they excite me. So learning is one thing. And I think something that computer science taught me that my brain does is critical thinking. I think just taking a problem and dissecting it and figuring out, I think a lot of people forget the end goal of what you're actually trying to achieve in a problem. So I think that from the past few years of working, those two are like my primary skills.
I think it is fantastic. And Dimple, I'm so happy that you are on this platform and taking out time to giving us this interview. I'm sure that the viewers around the world would love to hear about your views as a data scientist. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And if you're new to my channel and you're viewing this for the first time, we have wonderful girls like Dimple on this platform on a regular basis. Do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.